Everything that we wanting, manifesting. Everything you want in life, pray and ask God to let it manifest. Welcome back to Brunchin Black Women on Top. We once again are so excited to be here. I got my host here with me. I got Big Prez in the building, the fun star, and Pat over there in the corner chilling. What's up, Pat? How you doing?
I'm good. And yourself?
Everything's good?
Yeah.
How you gentlemen doing?
Definitely great.
Bonnie, how the fellas doing?
They doing great, and they looking great.
Ooh, Lord, and we got an extra great looking one here. We got someone here sitting in the middle here. We got Marcelli in the building. Shout out to Marcelli in the building.
What's up?
We got some hot topics to discuss, and a major one is about mental health and how mental health affects us, particularly in the Black community, and the stigmas associated with mental health. So just tune in because we on for a serious conversation today, right?
Definitely.
It's going to be a big topic. So we're feeling a little, it's very excited, and we're happy to have you here as a professional to speak to matters as they pertain to mental health. And
thanks for having me. Definitely.
Oh, no problem,
Definitely.
no problem. I don't even know how I want to begin this because this topic really it puts me in a position because like there's a lot of stigma around mental health, and particularly with Black women, because for the most part we're the ones that are confronted with mental health and matters as they pertain to suicide and seeking help and the stigma around it. So I'm glad to have you here because I really want to be able to not only learn for myself, but I want our listeners to become a little bit more educated on exactly what mental health is and how does that even actually come about, in some instances. I know that certain trauma and life experiences can be the result of that. But tell me how you got started, and maybe you can define more as to how it does affect us and our community.
So I worked in like every area, I guess you could say, of like the medical field, right? So mental health was kind of the thing that stuck out for me, and I was affected by it because, growing up, you have family, you deal with like addiction, you deal with abuse, you deal with trauma, and that abuse, even if it's like emotional, physical, verbal, it's all still abuse, So I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna help people, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how it started for me, and I've been doing it ever since. So since, I would say like 2017, I started my own practice. It's called Transformation Health Services, and we service children starting, I guess, ages 4 all the way up until like geriatric ages.
4?
4 years old, yeah.
Wait, 4?
Yeah, 4.
So you're saying as young as 4?
Yeah, 4 years old.
You have children, babies, actually dealing with matters that they pertain to mental health?
Definitely. So we got, we got things like autism.
Right.
That's huge. We have ADHD, which is another thing that's huge in the community. And then just some behavioral issues, but I think that's, to be expected at that age. But a lot of it is just tied into parenting at that point.
Well, ADHD, though, it seems like that's not like a buzzword. And I don't really want to say it's a buzzword, but I know like 20 years ago, maybe 25, like I didn't hear much about ADHD as much as I hear about it now.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious as to like how did that even come about, the definition that, of ADHD, attention deficit, what is it? Attention
hyperactivity disorder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's different facets of ADHD. So we have the inattentive type, which is, I have trouble just focusing. I can't complete a task, right? Then we have the hyperactive type where I have trouble sitting down. I need to always fidget or move around, right? And then there's the combined presentation, which is both, So we use that diagnosis, ADHD, especially in our community, a lot, right?
Yeah, too much I find sometimes.
So I tell parents when they come in with a 4-year-old, I'm like, are you sure it's ADHD?
Or they're just hype.
Or do
right?
you need to, get them off of their iPad and spend some time with them outside playing,
right.
And so the biggest thing is like the diagnosis, even at that age, we can't even medicate. We start medication at 6 years old, But parents will come in, oh, I can't handle this kid. You got to do something.
And they automatically want to medicate.
They automatically want to medicate.
And that's not really a good idea.
It's not
because
a good
some
idea.
of it can just be like social. Some kids, right, are just more hyped than others.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to understand that. Like, if, you know, your kids a lot of times are like a representation or a presentation of what you are. You know what I mean? So if you're in the house and you're scattered and you don't have any structure, your kid's not going to have any structure, you know?
Right.
So I tell parents, put something on the wall, something that they can check off. Like, you know, you wake up in the morning, we're going to do this, this, and this, you know? Give them tasks to complete, reward them when they complete it, you know? That type of thing, because medication is not the best course, especially at that age, while your brain is still developing.
Right. And it is true because we do expose our children to a lot, right?
Yeah,
and sometimes
definitely.
we don't really monitor something. Like even some of the cartoons now. Like
Cartoons,
I'm even concerned
YouTube.
about that. I'm like, what type of show is this? You know?
Yeah.
So I find that, yeah, interesting. So you're saying that young children from the beginning of the age of 4, right, you start to see signs of what can possibly be ADHD, which falls under a type of mental disorder somewhere on the spectrum, maybe like on a lower end of the spectrum, or
Yeah.
And then as they get older, under constant, like I guess you monitor a child's behavior and through follow up, and then you'll determine whether or not that child is really suffering with something defined as ADHD.
Correct. But before we treat as far as like medication is related, I would recommend to all parents that you go the non-pharmacological route, and that just means without medication. You know what I mean? There's a way to just instill some boundaries, some structure, spend the extra time doing homework with your kids, like that type of thing. Put them in after-school activities, keep them busy, Because at this time, what I see, at least in my practice, I can't speak to everybody else's, but I see, parents come in and the iPad is raising their children.
Mm-hmm.
They spend hours on the iPad, hours on the PlayStation, and there's no engagement at home. So what do you expect? I mean, you're causing that. It's called dopamine. It's the chemical that's released when, you feel good. So like when you're playing the game, it's like gambling almost. You go from like winning and losing, and those receptors are being targeted each time, right?
Wow.
So gaming is okay, but it shouldn't
Healthy
be
gaming.
Healthy gaming. It shouldn't be hours of gaming. You know what I mean?
Right. So what do you would consider to be a constructive way of entertaining gaming? An old school way of learning, like, or playing games, like like when we were kids.
What happened to that?
Yeah. Those type of games don't exist. I remember, like, as a kid, I used to play like hopscotch and that type of stuff. Or you just would go outside and just play in the neighborhood, just games like you would even make up like red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. Remember that game?
Kids don't even know about that game right
now. Do you guys remember red light, green light, 1, 2, 3? And then you pause like this. Yeah, that's
gone are the days. I don't even see kids outside.
Do they do
anymore.
Double Dutch? What about Double Dutch?
They don't do that. If they do that, they do that inside. Like those little after school situations that they have. But as far as like the outside on the street, like what we know. Yeah.
So what do young boys do for well, I wouldn't say entertainment, right? You wouldn't call that entertainment, but for fun, pretty much. Because since girls are not playing Double Dutch, little girls, they don't play Double Dutch. I guess they're modeling whatever they see on social media or Instagram or TikTok or music videos. I don't know. So what is it that young girls do now when they play? Do they play?
They don't even play. They lost that. They lost that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't.
They lost that.
Yeah.
I think they grew up too fast.
Now it's a different case.
Yeah.
Now when you're young, it's about gotta have eyelashes.
Yes.
I gotta have weed.
Selfie.
I gotta have Balenciaga money.
They have to be BBLs.
Yes,
they're gonna have baby BBLs soon.
Yes, no, they get that.
I mean, no, I'm just saying that kids. I mean, you can see it now. Like 12-year-olds are being able to, make decisions for themselves.
They're into a lot of like skincare. I have a girlfriend that her daughter is like 8, and she's taking her to like Sephora to buy like skincare.
Right.
And I'm like,
no Vaseline?
No.
Nah, gone are the days.
Those days is
No, those days are not gone. I put Vaseline on
you doing
every
it.
night.
Probably
I
just
do.
like 2 other people
I be like
in a
this.
percentage. People don't do that.
You
They say
2%.
Vaseline. They try to correct Vaseline like it closes your pores. That's what closes.
Oh, that's a lie. That's like saying milk ain't good for you.
Vaseline
They
does.
said
close
milk
the
is
pores.
not good. They said that,
Milk
that's
does the body
crazy.
good.
They said the milk. They said we the only people that drink milk
We
after
supposed to drink milk.
baby stages.
Okay. I know there's a whole lot of people out there that don't agree with me, but guess what? It's okay for us to constructively disagree. So please don't be mad at me. I do drink milk, and not 2%. Whole milk.
You is big and grown.
They
You
mad.
big and grown.
I'm
People
big
can.
and grown.
You still nobody can. Do
Look,
that, right?
calcium does the body good.
Okay,
Okay,
Cassie.
that's right.
Whole milk.
Yep.
People scared of whole milk right now, right? What you think? Whole milk, bro? Whole milk.
Whole milk.
Does the body good?
No, people is scared of whole milk, bro.
Of course they are.
Why? Lactose intolerant.
That's a
Yes,
fact.
and I'm one.
And that's a whole nother new thing. People are not lactose intolerant. I don't remember being that even, but when I was a little girl, I never heard of that word, lactose intolerant. People drank milk.
No, but somebody's not used to those type of things.
I think it's because of everything else that they put in the foods. And I think people develop these allergies and these symptoms due to the way they are manufacturing food. That's what I think. Because milk back then with some oatmeal. Do people eat oatmeal still?
I love
Yes, they
oatmeal.
do.
Oh, okay.
You know what?
I used to
got
have it for
so tired
breakfast
of
every
oatmeal.
morning. I was like,
We
poor
eat
man's
oatmeal.
breakfast.
I don't really, you know, it's
Oatmeal's
crazy.
good.
I ate oatmeal so long, but I don't like the taste no more, so I just get oat milk. That's what I'm going crazy for, oat milk. Fire.
So, Marcelli,
What's up?
to get back on this mental health issue that definitely affects our community a great deal, I really want to touch on women and the suicide rate
So,
amongst women.
yeah.
You know, what leads to someone becoming that depressed? Some of the things, I know you touched on a few things, but what is the most common, I guess, form of trauma that a person deals with that can lead them to certain levels of depression that could cause someone to really want to possibly even end their life?
So when it comes to like suicide, especially among like black women, what we're seeing is that sexual abuse in the community is so high, right? So that really, I mean, there's other abuse too, but you know, when you think of it in numbers, the women that are having to deal with like sexual molestation, you know, rape, even incest, you know, it's at an all-time high among all women, not just black women, you know, but the idea is that because of that, and then when, you know, women are coming out and saying this happened to me and nobody's believing them, right? So then they grow up with something and they may have to come in contact with the same person that abused them over and over again.
Right. And
You
it's
know?
a shame too. Like a lot of women are confronted with molestation. You know, this is very personal for me, but I've been in a situation like that before, and I'm not ashamed to speak out about it because I think that when you speak about it, you kind of hope get through some of it, because a lot of times you're ashamed to say that someone actually violated you.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of time, or then, you know, people tend to think, oh, okay, now maybe you have other types of issues because that happened to you, you know, and then they start to address, your mental state, you know, based upon, you know, that happening to you, when of course, you know, it affects you. So there mentally you probably are dealing with some challenges, but you know, at the same time, you don't want to be stigmatized or characterized as someone who's unstable, you know, possibly just because they may have been violated in some form, although it can definitely lead to that.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't get the support and help that you need.
So, you know, what I would say to anyone that's experiencing that would be to always speak your truth, regardless to who's listening, who doesn't believe it. You know, if it happened, it happened. That's just what it is, right? But how you start from healing from that is forgiveness is huge, but it's not really for the person that hurt you.
Ooh.
Wait, let me jump on that. Let me finish. Right?
Okay.
So forgiveness is huge, but you have to, a lot of times when trauma happens, you blame yourself. Like, what did I do? Where was my part? Why did I not do this? I should have fought harder. Like, there's all these different things that, you know, will be in the back of your mind or have these intrusive thoughts that come and go over time, right? So what you do with that is you forgive yourself, right?
You forgive yourself for what?
For whatever part that you're blaming yourself for. Because I've never met a woman that has explained to me like trauma and they don't feel like they should have done something different, even though it had nothing to do with them and it wasn't their fault. Right?
I think women have a tendency of doing that in general.
Yeah,
Right?
sometimes.
Sometimes. You know,
some women, yeah.
Yeah, some women.
Well,
Yeah.
my experience, my personal experience with suicide was losing my mother. So when my mother passed away, I just I couldn't function. So I didn't want to be here no more. Because I just wanted that pain to just leave me, like that pain, that pain. So that was my trauma, me losing my mother. And I was depressed for years. And people would see me and they'd be like, oh, she's so pretty. She dressed nice. She drives nice cars. And I'm looking at them like, on the inside, I am dying. Y'all only seeing the outside, but when I go home, I'm drinking a whole bottle of NyQuil because I didn't want to be awake because I didn't want to feel that pain. So I got addicted to NyQuil. Drink the whole entire bottle. And see, that's the thing. Like, you see people, you only seeing the outside, but you don't know what they're going through on the inside. Because I used to look at them and say, if y'all only know when I leave this job, how I don't even want to be here no more. I don't want to be alive. I don't want to live. You know, I was really depressed for years. And my family didn't know it. And I went to go visit my family. And when my brother's wife at the time opened up the door, she dropped to her knees because I was so skinny. I lost it all. So, you know, it can also be from losing a loved one.
Well, that's bereavement. They say that that's one of the things, bereavement, job loss, poverty, you know, like you said, isolation, social, emotional abuse. Those are things that actually do lead to a mental illness, or right, unless you seek support, you know. And I'm so grateful for what it is that you provide to your clients. You know, that transformation, and all transformation comes from God.
Oh, correct.
Let's be clear. And He uses individuals, right, to come into your life and offer support. So for me, if things are not really God-centered, I question how much transformation can actually take place. But not to get away from the topic totally, but yeah, trauma is definitely something that I think that just living, that we're all exposed to trauma, and that's why it's so important not to like single out any one individual, because I think just life in itself is so difficult, so challenging that you know, and there's so many trials and things that you're confronted with that we all must admit that at some point in our life we've dealt with something that really has taken somewhat of a toll.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yes.
I mean, the biggest thing with mental health is that, just to piggyback off of what you were talking about, is the fact that you can't see it a lot of times, right? So you could be, like, we could all be beside each other right now, and one of us in here is like, yo, when it's over, I'm just going to call it quits. But we wouldn't know that because we all are presenting very well, you know? So the idea is that, like, when you have a physical ailment, like, say you fall and break your leg, you're wearing a cast, someone can identify, yo, that must have hurt. You must be in pain, right? But when it's mental health and nobody's talking about it and they're having to live with it like what you were doing, nobody knows. And that's another reason why the suicide rate is so high. You know, thinking back to Twitch, for instance, the guy that committed suicide, right?
Oh,
Ellen DeGeneres,
but you know,
The dancer.
the DJ.
Right, but
Yeah.
there's rumors too, like there's something fishy about that. So about whether or not he really committed suicide or did someone actually do something to him. I don't know. There's rumors out there because remember there was no sign or indication that something was wrong. Yeah.
Like he said, no one knows what goes on in his world.
Exactly.
Yes.
He was broken and he needed someone, but no one was there to he could confront to
Yeah.
his pain. It's like you got your wife, you got your kids, but he don't want to hurt them with his pain.
Right.
There was a lot he was dealing with.
And men have a tendency to kind of like hide when they're going through something traumatic, like
Yeah, because society makes it not okay. You
Yeah.
got to think, like,
That's
the
facts.
first second that you say, yo, this doesn't feel good, or you get emotional, people look at you like you're vulnerable, you're not strong.
right.
As a kid growing up, you fall, you hurt yourself, they say, get up, toughen up, it's going to be all right. There's no, like,
Spoke on that.
where's the hug at?
Spoke on that before.
You know what I'm saying? Where's the love at?
Like,
Like where the love?
Yeah.
just being,
Where is the love?
just being a man, it's like, we got to cater to the females regardless, but at the same time, the reciprocation is not the same.
Not
So
at
we
all.
left by ourselves to heal, really and truly. So that's the reason why we so tough and act so extra. Sometimes it be overly aggressive. So I hide mines. I run with mines and just hide and stay in the corner because I'd rather not show it. I'm in control of it. Like, I'm in big control of it now. So I just run so I don't have to go into anxiety attack or I don't have to go into any type of thought processes that's going to stray me the opposite way. That's how that's how I deal with my stress. Like, if it's small right then and there, I'm not ignoring it, but I'm working a mechanism. What you say?
That's true. But it's all on a mental state.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
Yes.
Because most of us mentally is not there because we're dealing with so much.
Mhm.
You know?
But they saying as far as like blocking it out, like we block it out. So we speaking on that, like us blocking it out, like speak on why and how, what causes it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Why men block it out?
we don't have nobody to talk to.
No, but
And if you do, you feel it's
If it's too sensitive of a topic, bro, we're not telling the next bro.
But it
especially
goes-
not a woman. I don't think that men like to open up to women either about their
They
vulnerabilities.
They do. It's just the
They
chosen
do.
few. It's like a chosen, like the woman feeling of anybody from or female, doesn't matter, on whatever sister, whatever case. They always do is just like the tender touch that you got to do while that person's in that
All right.
situation.
Once upon a time, right, we had a household that care.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, if you look at this time, household is not the same.
Yeah.
You know, household is divided. Family is not as, let's have a family reunion. Let's go to Big Mama house and have dinner on the weekend. It's none of that anymore.
Why?
That's just how it is, though.
It's the way how the nuclear family is destroyed. It's like, it's disgusting. The time we live in is not the same as we cultivating because there's too much distraction.
We need to put God back in the center.
And that's what it is. Without
know-
God in the center, we have chaos.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
that's why we
chaos.
have this brokenness.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Because we've taken our eyes off of the who can deliver us, who can actually bring us through these trials. I think that we've moved so away from that. We've become so self-absorbed. Like, you know what? I can fix it. I can do it. I.
And you remember when we was young, if we bust up our knees, our elbow, who was there? Mama or Pop, come here, baby, and kiss our
Here's a
knees, and
Band-Aid.
here's the
And
Band-Aid.
what's that stuff they used to put on when you get your cut?
Which one? Iodine? Neosporin?
All of that stuff.
a true
right? Exactly. And then the red
Peroxide.
one, they had the red one. What was that red one?
Betadine?
Iodine.
Iodine, yeah.
They look
Oh
like
my
burgundy-ish.
I remember one
Like
time
brownish,
Yeah.
burgundy-ish.
I was playing in the courtyard and I was running around because I was such a tomboy. And I bust up my knee, bust my chin. I still got the stitches right under my chin, bust my chin. And after I went and got the stitches and came back, I was all medicated. I had a Band-Aid here, and I just sat out there in the playground, ready to go play again. The old school way.
Tough cookie.
Tough
Cookie.
Yeah.
You know what's
tough
the crazy
cookie.
part? You know what's the crazy part though? the biggest thing is that like
I'm not that tough.
no, you tough.
No, I'm soft.
Just you might have just
I'm not
softened
that
up
tough.
as time went on. But
No, I'm so not that tough.
that situation's coming. If you
That's why
wasn't
people
tough,
take advantage of me.
no, people don't take advantage of you because
Yeah, they do.
if people took advantage of you, you wouldn't be here telling us what advantage
Won't you stop saying that?
Because you stronger than you think you are.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
In him. To God be the glory.
It's the fact. You know what's crazy part? Like a lot of the elders are dying too. So the people that we crying for is
These
the
are
people.
grandmas.
So this is why we falling out of line.
Yeah,
This is why we
right?
this
Oh, you hooking that up.
this is why we falling out
You
of line.
hooking that
I put
up.
some
What is
fruit in
that?
there. I'm making
You making
sangria.
sangria. You done turned Kool-Aid into sangria.
What's up?
Let me get
I'm
one
sorry.
of those Cupid. Let me get one. Of those.
Exactly.
For real.
Matter of fact, can I get some of that Kool-Aid with the strawberries in it too? This is awesome. Thank you. You want?
Yes.
I'm
Get the
sorry.
strawberry, please. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem.
This is so sensitive. I'm sorry, Big Prez. We interrupted you.
All I wanted to
People,
say.
this says candidness here.
All I wanted to say was basically like all the people that passed away is like the real great grandmoms and the ones that started the situation. They're out of here. So a lot of people, the people that are mourning them, were supposed to pass it on, but they're so broken that they can't.
They can't pass it on.
So now we're left with nothing.
Yeah, you're
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Everybody's struggling for themselves.
Yeah.
And then it just boils down to the root of all evil is the dollar. It's like, we just got to get that dollar real quick. Why you stressed out so you really not facing nothing?
Yeah.
And then remember that the community, there was a community of grandmothers, but now, the young people have been so detached. They don't even have respect for older people anymore. They don't even respect elderly people and the wisdom that the elderly people have that they can bring to a conversation. You know?
And you know what's the crazy part? They don't have respect for themselves, so how you going to have respect for somebody like that? Because, like, I'm watching the news and you see how they handling grandmothers and aunties.
What? What happened?
New York City wide, and then it's
What
like
happened?
the Bronx is like crazy. So
The BX?
it's turned
What
up.
happened?
Dealing with people like they're robbing. Like last summer, they was robbing grandmoms, aunties,
Yeah.
gun butting them,
What?
going crazy,
That was on the news?
Did you see what
scarring
happened
up their
recently?
faces,
Of
breaking.
older people?
The
Yes.
60-year-old
On
woman.
the
Punched
knee.
that old lady off the
Yeah.
steps.
What?
And she's in
They should
Recently.
spend their life in prison
Bro,
for
that's
that.
every day, bro.
put
They
condition, yeah.
put they.
What?
It was people that it was people that the dude pushed the lady on the train tracks.
An elderly person?
Yes,
But
she was older than him, so he shouldn't. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be the first thought process for him to just push somebody like he's going through mental illness, just walk past you, and just like you can't do that, bro.
one more thing I have to say. Sorry to interject, but one more thing. Let's look at the bigger picture now, right? If everybody turn around and look at their kids now, right?
Can I have some?
What's raising their kids is these new rap music and the trend that they set, and everybody like that drill music. And I'm not blaming the drill music. I'm blaming the home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, it starts from home because if you're not paying attention to your children and see the cultivation of, basically you setting up your kids for failure.
Yeah.
You're not teaching them financial literacy. You're not teaching them how
Correct.
to survive, but you're teaching them how to be in the streets and knowing that the streets don't love no one.
Because no, they leave it up to the school system to raise the children.
The school system don't care about your kid from day
Correct.
one.
Well, it's not their responsibility to set the foundation
Yeah.
for their children. And like you said, a lot of parents aren't parenting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people are having children for whatever various reasons. Maybe they want to keep a man or keep a woman. I don't know. And they don't really want to be a parent.
And then most of the time, mama babying their kids and not really keep teaching them structure or discipline. And if you can't discipline your child, you tell your child to go wash the dishes right now, they look at you with two heads like, what? Who you talking to?
I have a hard time getting my son to do anything. And I adore him, but he always has something to say.
Because the boundaries.
He does.
It's
It-
boundaries.
it's not- it don't be
Cassie.
said.
Listen. I have set boundaries. I've tried. Well, that means I say I've prayed about it, you know, and I think there are times that I do get through to him, but I think that there are so many other things that are going on outside. Like you guys spoke about that. What you gonna say?
Where's daddy? Where's daddy?
There you go, brother.
Where's daddy?
Where
That's
you
all I
at?
can say.
So
Where's daddy?
Where you at?
That be the main thing.
Man up.
That be the
All
main.
of you men out there who are not manning up, man up, okay?
Not
And
taking
guess
care of
what?
That's the biggest
women,
thing.
you women up. Because we ain't just going to blame the men. You got to take accountability too.
Man is not playing their part.
That's the biggest
Men
thing.
are not playing their part.
That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. And that's the anxiety that those young boys is going to have. We all grew up with. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry again. Hold that thought, please. And it starts, like they said, there's a train of order. God, man, woman, child. Without the divine
That order.
we have chaos.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. And complete what you're saying, my brother. You know what I'm saying? It makes a lot of sense.
It's you know, people, everything is broken, basically. Everything falls out of line with stuff. It's nothing like ritual no more. Like you know, all the grandmothers back in the days, you're going to church, bro. You know, I don't care what you think you talking about.
Get dressed, boy.
You going to church. You going to church whether you believe or not. You going to church.
Man has become too reliant upon themselves.
That's how they made it though. They made it to where we versus each other. That's why the females are going so hard now. It's like they feeling like masculine, so they getting bigger jobs and they matching the same thing. So it's like, yo, I see eye to eye with you. Like now it's a masculine thing. Nah, the feminine is lost. For a lot, though. For real.
Nah, it's true.
For real. And it's masculine. It's more time it's masculine because they just protecting themselves. They've been through a lot. So now protecting themselves and showing that, we proving, yo, I got this job, I got this. It's no longer, yo, it's just, yo, I got you, meet me right there. Because it's
Are you
female.
talking about some women doing that?
Yes, both ways. That's what it is.
Oh.
It's a strong
Okay.
personality now for the female, because back in the days you wouldn't get a female electrician. Probably why.
So you think that's one of the major reasons why women are so detached from men and losing respect for men, because they have opportunities, or they figure that the women's movement has allowed for them to take a stand and be able to do stuff for themselves, independent of being in a relationship with a man. They don't need them. Is that what you're saying?
It's close. It's definitely close, because you know why? At the end of the day, how it was set, the man, female, whatever. So now the female feels like they've been dragged a long time. They've been taken advantage of mentally, physically, in different ways that that men do it with a smile. So now when they're broken, they're lost, because some of the people that did it, that distributed it, didn't even know what they was doing. They were just moving through what they was doing. So now that the female, they have more courage, they're fighting back, they're talking back, they're doing different things, and they're getting different jobs, they're in different positions. So it's like, who are you now?
And now women have been put in a place of isolation because they don't feel that they need men anymore, and that's another thing that leads to
that's what we're saying.
Trauma.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, it goes right back to it. And like he was saying, I think it's the same thing. Like, you know, I know for myself, like the caseload or the patients that I see in my practice, a lot of the women that come in, it could be something that happened 20 years ago. But when they speak about it, they're just as emotional as it just happened yesterday, you know? So it could be something where, like, you know, I had 4 kids, my body, you know, is messed up, you know, my stomach, this and that, and then he left me for a younger woman.
And they do that.
Yeah, it happens, you know, but it's something that, like, it gets to the point where how do you heal those wounds and keep moving forward, right? Because not all men are the same, right? There's some good guys out here.
Yo,
You're looking
It's
at
hard.
them.
Where they at?
You know what I'm saying? Right here. You looking at
they
them.
so scared.
I mean,
they so scared.
you guys are the best.
so
They are
scared.
the best.
They so scared. They so scared to even, like, the real ones that's out there now. They so scared to even come out and put themselves out there, because they don't even know how to bond no more.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the bond is broken now, so it's like you can't even really, like, you don't even know what to do. Like it's like meeting somebody, blind dating. It's not like back in the days. It's all these social media things. So now we blind dating. I can't meet you. Yo, what's up? And we get to know each other, and the vibe is lit like that. It's not that no more. So now I gotta come.
With a stiff face.
Everybody got to stand still. It's no vibe there. So that's the whole thing. If you look at it from every
Men
angle,
don't even approach you anymore, though.
that's because the females,
They
when
don't.
you come up to them, they like this. They bugging, they holding the bag,
Really?
they startled. We was talking about that last time.
But
I beg to differ.
really.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Not
I've been
everybody's
seeing
like
a
that.
lot
though.
of there's some women out there are a little.
Nervous.
It depends. because like they said, there's different caliber of women, like different caliber of men.
Yeah.
You got the aggressive one, and then you have the calm one. Like recently, I'm gonna use me for instance.
Okay.
Right, I'm minding my business, and the woman said, "Hey, what's up? Here's my number. Call me." I'm like, do I feel like I'm a female or something? Like they are getting, some females are aggressive that the way how they approach men. Like if they really like you, they gonna come at you.
Yeah.
And you have the one that you have to pursue.
Right.
Taking that subway, you have a lot of aggressive women.
Really?
A lot.
But you know what? I believe that. And I think that because women have become so aggressive that men, it's like they're regressing. Like maybe they don't approach you anymore because they're so accustomed to women coming onto them. So I think they don't even value women the same way because women are so available. Like they just, to me, that's just my personal opinion. I can be wrong. But I had this one guy, he said to me pretty much like, you know, like, I don't have to tolerate that, because women, they're like a dime a dozen. Like I can just have a woman, like any woman at my disposal. So it's like they don't even respect you taking a stand as a woman, if you have like certain values or morals. Like they're like, I don't have to waste my time trying to court you all of this time because that one girl over there, like she looked badder than you, and I could have her today. So it's like it's tough. It's tough out here for a black woman, a black man in America.
I
wonder how the white boys are doing.
They going through more.
They going through more. The white boys having their share.
They don't just put it outside. They don't put it outside. But they going through a lot too.
The white boys going through a lot.
Yeah,
because white girls don't play. White girls,
everybody's in an uproar.
Okay, white girls don't play.
Everybody's in an uproar.
Yeah, I asked the white person.
I said you asked the right person because everything you just went over, I've had an interaction with everything y'all talked about today.
Really?
The topic y'all went over, I could definitely relate. Like y'all were talking about the whole like kids being put on drugs for ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was one of them.
Okay.
Oh wow.
That fucked me up a little bit.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow.
See that
people?
people?
Every decision.
It doesn't matter your
definitely.
race, your ethnicity.
It affects
it helped.
Yeah.
I will say this: it worked and it helped.
Okay.
Definitely.
But like, I took it through when I was 7.
Yeah.
Till May will make a year ago.
Okay.
I stopped taking it a year ago.
Wow.
I can feel a massive impact on how I function.
Okay.
Like I feel like I can do better with it, but like I'm able to still function now that I'm off of it. It took me a bit of time to adjust.
Yeah.
I think because you become your body becomes dependent upon it now, right? Is that correct?
It can affect like side effects. Certain ones have effects like bone age deficiency, where you physically stop growing. Your bones just stop.
That's
aging.
correct.
So you physically won't get bigger. Like puberty doesn't hit it.
From the medication?
It can, yeah. It's a risk.
And they never talk about the severity of the side effects. They just want to put you on medication. Like, is there any like herbal, an herbal approach or more healthy approach that they would promote?
Oh, good.
You guys said that medical should be last. Yeah, that we went through every other physical option we could until we got to medical.
So that means that you definitely had some level of deficiency then.
Yeah.
So it's required. Okay.
At that point, it was completely required.
Understood. So your parents did their due diligence though.
Yeah. We tried everything, and then we eventually started like after like maybe 6-8 months trying a bunch of different strategies.
Yeah.
We were like, all right, let's give this a shot. It worked. I really only started taking it for school.
Okay.
I wasn't in class. I didn't take it, but that's just like how I did it.
Yeah.
A lot of people would take it all the time.
You're right.
And the day they did it,
delicious.
You knew the difference.
There's a massive difference.
Yeah.
They're like, everyone who I knew could tell a difference between how I acted on like Saturday and Sunday because I didn't take it on weekends versus how I was on Monday.
Okay.
I was way more full of energy. I couldn't understand like my tone when I was talking to people. Yeah. I could say something and to me I don't get it. It sounds fine, but I offended somebody completely. Like out of nowhere, just for saying something with a tone I couldn't recognize.
Okay.
With mental health, right? And now that we're kind of like unlocking this stigma around mental health.
Okay.
And this conversation can go on because there's so many different levels, right?
Yeah, we could talk about mental health for days.
Yes.
Like.
Yeah. What is it? As far as the stigma, what is it that you think? And I know we kind of touched on it, But what is it that you're, because I know you are the actual founder of the Transformation
Health Services.
And I've read up on it, and you guys are doing a lot of good work for us. I want to applaud you on that, and I'm hoping that if there's anyone out there who is seeking some type of support, that they can actually look you up.
Yeah.
But in regards to like the stigma and unlocking like how we can go about best providing support, what is something that you can advise people to do right now that may be dealing with something traumatic in their life? What is the best advice that you can give them? Like right now, if someone, you can talk to that person right now that's listening.
What would I say? Okay.
Yeah, what would you say?
So the first thing I would say is, get help. As far as you can try therapy first. Therapy is huge, right? Even as providers, we find ourselves trying to find therapists, to talk to, because you got to think we absorb everything that you bring to us, right? And then we have our own issues, but we still have to be at 100% to be of service to anyone that's needing help. So therapy is huge. That's the biggest component. When we talk to other people, sometimes you have to be careful with who you share things with, in the sense of, especially when it comes to things that are trauma-related, personal. You can talk to people that you trust if you have, like, your significant other or a close family member or something like that. But what I would probably say is to work through it yourself in the sense of therapy. Prayer is going to be huge. Because a lot of times we feel like the doors are closing in when we're dealing with stuff and we have no one to express it to. So God is available at any time.
Anytime you call on him.
He's in. You could be in the bathroom crying in the shower and you can pray to God. You know what I mean?
He is there.
Yeah. So.
And he said you can do nothing without him.
Nothing.
Keep that in mind, people.
Nothing.
That's what it says in the word.
And I know sometimes we look at trauma all the time like it's something that's bad, right? Like, how could this happen to us? But once you start to heal from the trauma, you understand that with every testimony, there are tests. So you have to go through stuff, and God will, allow you to go through stuff so that way you can say, I made it through this, and now I'm here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Question. So if the public wanted to reach you or to find you, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so they can look up, so it's www.transformationhealthservices.com. Also on Instagram, injector_Marcelli. And everybody's like, why injector? So I have a med spa too. I do Botox, fillers, all that stuff. So we take care of the mental health and also the,
that lady?
enhancements. We call them enhancements because you're already beautiful when you come here. We just, make it better.
Your beauty.
Yeah, so you can, either of those ways is fine.
You know something?
What's up?
Before we take it on another note.
Yeah.
I have a big problem with AA. You guys know what that is, right? You know what my big problem is?
What?
I don't like that AA motto maybe is that to tell that individual that they reclaiming that they are an alcoholic. I don't like that. And I may come under a lot of fire. Forgive me. Maybe I need to be educated. But you're going through a program and they're supposed to support you in getting over whatever that addiction is. Why do you constantly keep telling somebody that that's what they are? That's like telling somebody, I'm a fool and I'm a fool. And I'm just saying, if you're trying to assist them, because all deliverance comes from God, right? Then you should be telling them to claim something more positive, that's what I'm not what I am. So when they have their meetings, I notice that they say, I am an alcoholic or something like that. I could, I think I may be paraphrasing a little, I don't know. But I just have an issue with that. I don't think that that's what you should be telling yourself.
Basically,
when God is delivering you from something.
Yeah,
if I've been delivered from, it's like saying if you were delivered from pornography. I'm a porn, whatever. No, you were delivered. But if you keep claiming that, you're going to go right back and watch pornography.
Because you're right when you say I am. I
You're
am.
claim it.
claiming it.
Exactly.
And that's what they're doing. That's their mechanism.
That's
That
their
ma-
mechanism. So
yeah.
you're not really trying to really support this person and
No,
getting finding deliverance.
The way of help is wrong.
Exactly. That's why they need to put Jesus at the center.
Tell them they make you tell the person like, yes, I'm a crackhead, I'm a dope head. I'm saying to claim that fame, but it basically depresses you. They think that one-sided. That's a one-sided situation. That the thought process of it, because they making you think that you claim it and you're gonna get through it by just working like that. Some people it does work.
What works?
Like claiming it and then like claiming your flaw and then moving forward.
But they're claiming it, but they're fighting against it still. There's no deliverance.
Yeah.
Because then you're still battling with it, what you're claiming to be.
Yes.
Right? If you somebody, like you tell your children, you keep telling your child, I'm a genius, what?
He's
then
a
they're going to
genius.
believe, exactly. So if you tell that person that I'm an alcoholic, keep claiming that, then they're going to remain an alcoholic.
It's twofold, right?
Okay.
And the reason why I say that, like, I treat heroin, people that have like substance abuse or like addiction issues at my practice. So in the beginning, a lot of people that go into AA don't know that they have a drinking problem. They were forced there, or, it's requirements of court, that type of thing, right? So so it's mandated, right? So they go in there, they don't think they have a problem, then they have to stand up and say, hey, I'm Marcelli, I have a drinking problem, right? So that's for people that don't know, right? The people that obviously want to go get help and they're in the recovery phase, I don't think we should continue saying it. Once it's been acknowledged that that is what it is, we move forward into saying words of life instead of keeping it like I'm the addict.
Right.
So I agree with that. But in the beginning, I think it should be verbalized, this is what I'm struggling with.
Well, because that way, if you can confess,
Yes.
right, then of course, then that's the first step to
That's
you
it.
being able, right.
So confess it that one time, but I think we should move
Right.
forward and say, now that we know I have a drinking problem, let's get me out of that.
Exactly.
And you know what's crazy? Right? See, that's the level that's the general way that you have to look at it.
Yeah.
But underneath that general way, the real deal lies. Like, people, you can't just say, yo, I'm addicted, because what made that person addicted was
Correct.
whatever they've been through. So the smallest situation turns out to be big, because that's what it does to you. You find something to grab onto and you cling on to that, and that becomes your peace.
Yeah.
But really and truly, somebody could have got raped. Somebody pops could have stepped out on them. Differences. Just small situations that's really big, because it happened every day. That makes it small. You get what I'm saying? And then like what the trauma, the person that, like, if me and you could be twins, bro, we came out this, second after each other. If our pops left, bro, we handle it different.
Correct.
Think different. Just because we look the same, we think different, feel different, everything. I'm a whole different human being. So like that female, that person, they telling yo, toughen up, or this, that, and third. That's not how you get through that. You gotta go to the rooter tutor and get to that, and then you go work your way up, bro. And that's the reason why people are not acceptive to opening up and giving you what's real, because you're gonna have something to say. Like the judgmentalness it throws everything off. It's like it makes a person feel like there's no trust there.
Like it's not a safe
'Cause
space.
you throw it back in their face, and you try to, like, and then now they're harmonizing that in their head every day. I'm twisted, I'm fat, I got wrinkles, I got this, my kneecaps got eczema. And then they going through these things.
Your kneecaps got eczema.
So these
My
are the
kneecaps get eczema.
Yo,
They
these
do.
They do.
Oh,
Yeah,
they do?
they do, yeah.
All the places like
Oh, the
yes,
creases?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Even the kneecap itself, people have like that rusted. So it's like those are the small things that make the person be like, yo, I'm not fit for that person, or this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
So what are some of the lifestyle choices that we can make, right, to bring about good quality mental health? Like, I know there are some things that you can do, right? You can develop a good mental health.
So the first thing I would say is establish a routine, right? Positive affirmations in the mirror, positive affirmations throughout the day. As humans, we get these thoughts of not being good enough, and a lot of stuff happens in our childhood that kind of shapes the way we feel or the way we think. So positive affirmations are huge. Exercise. I know people are tired of hearing about this, but
Yes, that's a big
exercise for people that have anxiety, especially, I'm telling you, exercise will change the game for you. So,
Really?
yeah,
Well, that's
it
why
releases
Well, that's
good
an
chemicals.
adrenaline,
Your endorphin
like-
level.
the endorphins,
Endorphins.
after the
Oh,
fact
okay.
make you feel so happy, make you feel
You feel high on the
That's why
cloud nine.
that's the first thing that I do in the morning.
Yeah,
And it's like
Nice.
a challenge. Is once you start getting a routine, you feel better about yourself because
You're
you
doing
got
something.
goals, you setting them.
Yeah.
I lift 10 pounds today.
You make yourself
I
feel
got
important.
to 20. Wow, you know, Friday
I
you
did
want
20
you're 30.
crunches.
Yeah.
It's a part of self-preservation.
You know?
yeah.
Okay.
So now you looking better, feeling better
better.
because the blood,
Talking better.
everything
Yeah.
because the blood circulates different.
And the
It
brain.
keeps you from being stressed.
And it brings up your sex drive.
It brings
does
you know
that.
what you know what's crazy? It
Right?
lowers it lowers your stress levels.
Yeah.
Really?
It brings that up and lowers your stress levels. So it brings the happiness up in you and lowers the sadness. Like
So,
I
you
like
know,
that.
so self-care, that's big. That's what we're talking about. And really just anything that you can do to invest in yourself is going to help. You know, whatever those hobbies are, still engage with them, activities, you know, get out the house. It's so hard sometimes to get out the house, you know.
Yeah, get some just fresh air. Right?
Fresh air makes a
And
difference.
sleep, good quality.
Good
sleep.
quality sleep.
that's
Number
big.
one thing, trust God.
Hallelujah.
We back on
First
God,
of all.
yes.
You know what I mean? Trust
Everything
God.
is about God.
Facts.
You know what?
Start the day with prayer.
You know what,
You
people?
have to.
On a little
You
lighter
have to.
note, somebody, what happened to Diddy?
No
No
comment.
What
comment.
Diddy did?
No comment.
That's between him and God.
Yep.
Diddy did bad. That's
Diddy
it.
did bad.
That's it.
He did bad. He's gonna get a powwow.
Not
Nobody's gonna
not
say
not
anything?
Because
Whatever
the-
he did,
It's between him and God.
Yep.
he's gonna have to deal with it. So
That's point blank.
because
Do y'all think that they're just probably trying to get him like a black man, the black successful man, and now all of a sudden now, he has all of these.
Big topic was that he's suing the people that was covering him with his liquor, and the Casamigos thing came out after the De Leon thing, and they put more into the Casamigos into the De Leon, and he was there basically promoting his brand for a long time. So they basically gave a promotion to that situation, and then like he's like, "Yo, I've been around for this long, and I'm still at the bottom. I'm getting no promotion," so he's suing them. And with him
Who
suing
did
them,
it? Diddy?
somebody
Who did it? Diddy? Oh,
he's suing them.
wow. And guys, and this OJ passed.
It's nasty. Mr. C pass.
Being Mr. C. Oh,
Roberto Cavalli passed.
Roberto
too.
Cavalli passed.
all of this was like within the what the last 2 weeks.
Within
Oh,
days.
Days.
yeah,
Yes.
it's like a domino.
It's like back to back.
What about? Oh, look, God is speaking. What about the earthquake? 4.8.
Yeah, it's going down.
Down.
They had an earthquake in Virginia too. It was like a 2 point something. I forgot.
They had an earthquake a few days before the one here in New York, in California. So I don't know if the plates are just shifting like across the country or whatever, but
Nah.
it's serious. God is speaking.
God is shifting.
God is
That's what's
God is
shifting. You can't blame everything on global warming and the
God is speaking,
architecture.
and we need
yeah.
to listen up, people. God is real.
Yeah.
He's real.
We already
I'll tell you my story about why I make this confession. It ain't only just because I'm trying to follow what's trending or anything like that. It's about a personal relationship. And I experience God's power. And he's an amazing God. Oh, yeah.
jumping on what you said, God is an amazing God, right?
Yeah.
To experience truth and understanding and peace, when you're in your darkest time and your heart is broken, God is there.
Yes.
God is there. All you have to do is trust and believe and say, I got you, have faith. Because he gets you to the worst situation, because we're here today because of God.
Exactly.
And many of us been through trials and tribulation, and we could talk about it for days.
Mook, what did you say? Marcelli.
Yeah, what you say?
About God, about many of us are here. What we woke up because what happened?
Yeah, because everyone always says we're on borrowed time, and I hate when I hear that, right? And part of that is because God didn't lend us time. He gifted us time, right? So what we have every day we wake up is a gift for us to do better.
Yes.
He doesn't take it back. What you do with your gift is what you do with your gift. You have free will. But I hate that borrowed time. So can we stop using borrowed time as a way to preface what God is doing for us?
Exactly. Because you didn't wake up on your own.
Not at all.
You didn't say get up. You were woken up.
Correct.
So that is amazing. That is amazing. This is hot.
Yeah.
This is hot.
We blessed. We blessed. We blessed to wake up every day.
And didn't the lightning strike the
Statue of Liberty, but it only hit the torch.
Yo, did you guys know that?
No.
Neither did I.
How long ago was that?
That was like last week.
We gotta look that up.
It's too much stuff's happening at one time. It's like
Too
it's
much
hard.
stuff.
But all right, remember how the prayer go, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name," right?
Yeah.
Let your will be done. We're living in a time like people pray for hell on earth instead of heaven on earth. You know, just think about what people say. I'm on demon time, not heaven time. You know, so once we have this hellish on earth, we call it upon earth.
That's what you
But they blame God.
Yeah, we blame God for everything.
Everybody's blaming God when problems is going wrong.
And
He's
we
such
are
a
the
good
author
God.
of
Why we have all
our
these
universe.
problems?
God gave us the ability to create things.
We
Yo,
created
We
these
created
problems.
wine.
That's why.
Sorry, because God gave us that gift.
Yeah.
Yo, that's so.
And we created
that's so
the problems
deep, bro.
collectively.
I
People
don't
think.
even think about that when you say demon time. Like that's so deep
Wow.
because we're speaking it. There's power in your tongue.
Yep,
Like,
life and death.
wow, that's crazy.
Hey, so
Wow.
you actually get it because you asked for it. So the people that asked for it got the word like this, and then the ones that's acting on it because it rubs off on you. Because it doesn't matter if you're just a kid or you're a grown person. Our skin is porous. We absorb different stuff because she's whoever she is or you whoever you are. When we're chilling and you going through your differences, when you spit it to me, I absorb it because we got a connection. You get what I'm saying? And now I'm going through a little bit of your stuff too.
Yeah.
Facts.
Because they say most of us are attracted to each other by physical, but it's not physical.
It's
most of the
connection.
time. It's more
It's
of
connection.
a mental.
You know? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It's
it's a connection.
it's a connection.
And it's spirit too, right?
It's spirit.
Yes, you have
But
to release.
Spirit.
Like for women, for say, like the first word that come out is a man mouth, right? You like, okay, whatever you say. If he say something stupid, goodbye. You know. But if you
Night,
say the
night.
right thing,
Night,
you
night,
like,
fella.
here I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's
Yeah.
like, cause the ugliest person would come in and say something so funny and intriguing, and she be like, wow, I never thought about that. Now she's all intrigued to what he said because he's educated. He's not up. You know, sometimes look is just. We call it again. It's a facade.
It is.
You
It's
know?
a cover up.
We could dress nice, but the person
Your
that got the money,
representative.
the representative,
Yeah.
you know, calm, cool, collective guy, he don't have to dress up. He could just wear a nice little T-shirt and what's his name and say, "Look, I got a mansion over there, but I'm not going to show it." Cover, and that's what it is. Never
A
judge a
lot
book
of
by its
us
cover.
do that too.
You know, and that's
You
what
know,
we
we
do
think the
because
grass
of
is
the
green
media.
over there because the grass
We
got a
choose
little
to
withered
look.
over here.
And
That grass look real green over there.
But the grass grows if you water it.
Yeah,
Regardless.
that's okay.
Regardless. So if
Okay.
it's dirty, or if it's green, I hate that phrase because it's being used too much right now.
What?
Like the grass is green, the other side grass is trending. So that's when I hate stuff when it trends, and I hear it too much. The grass green,
'Cause you
grass
know that's
green,
a lie.
grass.
You know that's a bold-faced lie.
We first before the grass even formed. That's what we was formed from the dirt. So the skin is the science behind the skin. We came from that. So how the grass green on the other side? If the dirt get water, then
The grass is gonna be green.
the grass is gonna be green. But if the dirt don't get water, it's gonna be dry.
Yes.
It's true.
Dry.
It's gonna be dry.
Grass is gonna be. You're gonna see it.
Grass always bringing the spice. That's right.
Yeah.
Go back to the nature, God's creation. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, what about these drinks right here? Yummy.
Oh
What's
yeah!
going on
Shout
with
out to Yummy.
You know, I had a
Yummy.
taste
Can
of
I
Yummy.
try one?
I'm not gonna lie.
No.
This is worth it. It's smooth, relaxing. You know, it's healthful. It's beneficial. It's no artificial flavor. It's all natural.
And it's made with what? This one's
Sea
strawberry.
moss, mango, all
sea
different
moss.
flavor.
Oh my God.
All natural flavor.
You killing it, Big Press. You killing it. Shout out to Big Press and the sea moss drink.
You know.
Shout out to God.
Yummy. Shout out to Yummy, guys.
Shout out to Yummy.
You know,
Yummy for your tummy.
You know, it's
Hey.
Yes. Every single one of y'all leaving one here one
Thank
today.
you.
So.
Can I get that one?
You know which one is that? You know which one is that?
Look like
That's
pina colada.
Smash.
All right.
you ain't gonna smash.
I'll take this one.
That iron back.
You know
You know what I'm saying? We about to go, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Infused with fever grass, pimento
You
leaves,
people.
soursop
Good for your backside.
You like to work out? Work out.
Yo, we got to toast. This has been amazing. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Thank you.
What we gonna toast to?
I don't know. You tell us.
How about to health, good health, you know, and we all here today because of God, you know.
Because he woke us up.
Yes. And
Thank you.
in a good state of mind, you know, because most of us are really going through a lot. Even though we are, each one of us are going through things, we handling it in the best way that we can.
And why is that?
Because we trust and believe
That's right.
in God, and we
That's
walk by
right.
faith and not by
by
sight.
sight.
Exactly. That's what it says right here. We walk by faith and not by sight.
Because you got to
Okay.
remember the big thing and the big picture that God always try to teach us, but we choose not to listen.
Yeah, that's what we do.
You know,
Yeah.
If you do not read, you will not understand. He said, "My people perish because of lack of knowledge." You know, I give you information, but you choose not to retain
Apply it. We
You
just
know
don't
when
apply
you know
it.
when we do retain it,
When something
it's when
happens.
it's when we're broken. We reach out to him
Yes.
when we need him,
And that's why he let us sometimes.
but
be
we
in that
need him all the
position.
time. We just
Every
yeah.
up,
Yeah.
down, middle,
Yes.
any
Yeah.
Yes.
position
Yes.
we in. We
Always
him
praise
even-
him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Always.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
we were created to do that. That
Of
was our sole
course.
purpose. You know,
When I had-
that's why he
Every time we
created
breathe,
that.
That's
every time
crazy.
we breathe, we
Every
say his
time we
name.
breathe,
Inhale,
every
exhale.
time we breathe,
Yahweh.
he's giving life. He gives life. When people say, "I don't believe in God," I said, "Listen, people, you're breathing.
Mm-hmm.
You think you stepping on the gas pedal? Oh, that's what you think? You think you stepping on the gas pedal? No, it's His grace, His mercy, His power,
Yeah.
and He keeping us all alive at one
Mm-hmm.
time. This is an awesome God we serve."
Correct.
And no, don't get me wrong, ain't nobody here holding it down. We are certainly not perfect.
No, we not.
But you know what? At the end of the day, in my imperfection, I will give glory and honor to God.
Have to.
Because we thrive to overcome the odds that's against us. You know, we live to be that display because the world we live in is filthy, and we're going to be gravitated to filth most of the time because we are walking through it. We walk into the valley of the shadow of death. You know, each day we have to pray to come out the valley. You know, the valley is that suicidal thought, that friends that try to pull you in, let's go this way, let's do that. You know, the lust, all these things, the greed, everything that's in front of us, it's we got to pray. We got to fast and pray to get over these dark times. It's really dark out there.
Because that demon is running around like a what? The scripture
Rampant.
says he's here to seek
Seek
kill,
and destroy.
and destroy. And if there's any destruction in your life,
Mm-hmm.
that's who's at the center of it.
That's it.
Period. So you got to pray that God keeps His hand on you.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what? If God remove His hand, ooh, Lord.
I felt chill.
You felt
I felt
So-
chill because
That's
We
what I
don't
was
want
just
that.
I was just telling the Fonster the same thing. I was like, yo, if it's not God's will, even if it's a bottle of water, I don't want it.
Oh, look,
Yo,
shout out to
if it
Marcelli.
isn't God's will,
Shout
do
out to
not give it to me.
Marcelli. You keep that. Keep that.
Keep your
there.
water.
Exactly. Keep your water.
Yeah.
All of that. But this has been a great, great, great topic, and I'm sure that there's so much more for us to discuss. And before we close out, Marcelli,
What's up?
I just want to ask you: is there something that is specific or in particular that you would like to share with our listeners? You know, we know about your agency and the types of services that you provide, about your website, Transformation Health and Wellness.
Yeah.
But what is it that you can actually say to your listeners? Because you have a lot of support and listeners and people to seek, they're seeking help from you. What is it that you can share about who you are and the services that you can provide, and something that you can just offer to those listeners to help build up that?
Well, not really about me or my services. Like you were saying, Cassie, we do mental health. I have the med spa. I just opened or started a not-for-profit called My Neighborhood Mom. So we're going to be helping like underprivileged youth with stuff in school, and then also like mental health things, right? But the biggest thing that I would say to everyone out there is just find your purpose. Seek what you're here for so you can actually feel more fulfilled. What I see is that people, they get up, they go to work every day, and they're not happy in what they're doing. We spend 80% of our time at work. If you're not happy there, then you shouldn't be there, right? So I guess, finding your purpose, living in your truth, being authentically you, don't fall victim to peer pressure and what's going on. Don't try to keep up with social media, the likes and the followers. All that stuff is fake, So, that's the only advice I truly have, is just find your purpose and live on purpose.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's
I
awesome.
want to cheers to life and God and to each one's success, and Marcelli and his what he's doing to the community, because he's doing a great job. And when God touch your heart to do something and you stand on it, that's a blessing.
Yes.
And he's doing a great thing to the community, a great thing for the community. Mm-hmm. He's helping people in need. And a lot of people have mental issues, and this is the time we're here to help you. Find a friend. Marcelli's open. He'll give you the website again that you can reach him. Turn to a loved one. Do not lean on your own understanding, but trust someone that they could help you in this time.
Trust God first.
Of course,
Yeah.
all the time. God always first.
Yes, trust God first.
But, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it was a blessing to have you on this platform, and
I
we
appreciate
definitely
y'all.
look forward to you coming back, because this topic will continue.
Of course.
We don't have enough time in the day to discuss, but those who are tuning in, Marcelli will be back, and we'll touch and we'll go even deeper, because we actually had a lot of our own personal issues and things that we were going through that we didn't have the actual time to address.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of you out there are probably dealing with similar issues. So tune in. So Brunchin Black Women on top.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Black Women on top.
Yeah.
See you next time. Peace.
Peace.